Hello, and in this part we'll be taking on the gym leader of the city, and in this case it's burgh, a bug-type artist. And yeah, I like Burgh as a character, although we don't see too much of him, but he seems a bit over the top, a bit eccentric, your typical artist, I must say. And as you can see, being the bug-type leader, he has a sort of honeycombed hive, sort of themed gym. Which is kind of funny, because this generation doesn't actually have a bee Pokemon. Gen 1 and Gen 4 does, but not this gen. So it's kind of surprising. Although I do have to assume that even if they live in one region, they are aware of Pokemon in other regions. But yeah, puzzle-wise, it's fairly simple. You just hit the switches, and you hit 2 switches, and you'll open up a gateway. Fairly simple. I mean, you just got to be thorough and just go through the gym, and you'll find your way through. So I guess in that respect, it's not really complicated. It's not really a very difficult puzzle. Although, I can't help but think that the paintings in this gym must be really sticky. They're full of honey, and they're covered in honey, and yeah, you'll ruin your artwork, mate. But I take it Burgh's a bit of a modern artist. Yeah, in fact, this whole gym, it's an art piece within itself. See, honey represents man's struggle against the elements, and we have to sort of force our way through. You see, Burgh, he's a quite a sophisticated bloke. Some people might not get this symbolism, but I do. Although to mention these, pushing through these membranes here, it's I don't know if it's just my dirty mind, but it kind of reminds me of childbirth. Push, push. It's a Pokemon trainer, Mosseltoff. Anyway, you fought these clowns, which I have to wonder, in Japan, is clowns associated with art? Are they? But kind of seems odd to me. Do they have clowns in the galleries? The only thing I know about Japanese art is Yoko Ono. Unless you want to count anime as well, I suppose. And that old ancient Japanese painting of a boat on a wave or something. I've completely forgotten. Oh, but anyway, we're here already. I left out the sort of the battles of the mooks, the grunts of the gym, because they just use sort of the same Pokemon as the leader here. So I'll just leave in the significant battle. But anyway, my star player for this battle is of course my fire-type Pokemon, Jack Black. But I'll keep him in the background and I'll use him later. And anyway, I started by sending out Tim Curry, which might seem an odd choice considering he's weak to bug types. And here we have Whirlipede, a cool looking Pokemon. He's just based off a wheel, and I think sometimes simple designs seem to work best. But anyway, a little something about how he'll use his Pokemon. He'll use him essentially as a poison type. He'll try and poison you, which it is enough good reason why you should send out your, I want to say, least useful Pokemon. For this fight anyway. But then again, that's just my strategy in general. Keep my star player Jack Black for last. And Burgh, yes, like I said before, this generation has some of the best bug-type Pokemon. Actually, it probably does. And we do get a good variety here. We have, we had Whirlipede, who's a bug poison. Now we have Dwebble, who's a bug ground type, based off a hermit crab. And I really like Dwebble's design, and especially like Crustle, his evolved form. I think that's a really interesting and cool design. But fortunately, we didn't get to see him for long. Yeah, fortunately, because he's a ground type, I also get some use out of my water Pokemon. And here he is, Jack Black. Now then, a Pokemon he's about to send out here, Levani, is a bug grass type, which means 4 times weakness to flying and fire. But don't let that fool you. It's not too easy. As you can see, yeah, he'll use Protect and sort of stall you. And Levani also has some status effects as well. But at this point, I'm thinking if I can just get one attack in, I'll be okay. See, I kind of got lucky he used Razor Leaf, because he can use sort of, again, status moves. And you'll be surprised how often you know, that a bug grass type can keep you can keep you at bay with status moves. But fortunately, one hit, he goes down. You see, I do really like Lavani's design, but yeah, bug grass, sorry. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not going to use you myself. And I'll teach Jack Black work up, because I figure he's a good attacker, so a move that raises your attack would be quite useful. And in reward we get the TM Struggle Bug, which is a bug type move new to this generation. I was thinking that badge kind of looks like the badge for a grass type. You know, it looks like a leaf to me, but then again, he did use a leafy Pokemon, so I can't really complain. Oh, and by the way, I like how this platform looks like an angry bug face. You know, with the eyes and the purple mouth. It's kind of cool, actually. It's kind of like an angry Transformer. But anyway, the move Struggle Bug, I was meant to be talking about, it's got a power of 30. So, effect. Struggle Bug inflicts damage and lowers the target's special attack stat by 1 stage. So it's a low power move with a good status effect. But I don't really find a use for it myself. And kids, that's what happens if you're not running fast enough. I'm not sure how I feel about these sort of membranes they have here. I mean, I guess it's interesting, but it's fairly easy to solve. You just run through. Oh, hello, Bianca. We could do with some video phone technology nowadays, I suppose. I mean, granted, I wouldn't pay the extra money just for a video phone myself, but there you go. But yeah, we're done with Castelia City. Time to move on now to the desert resort. But first, we do have a battle with Bianca here. And something which I guess isn't prevalent now is that these sort of character battles, they happen fairly frequently. And actually, I've got to say, it could be considered a minor flaw with the game, because you can so easily get surprised. Anyway, I do like how polite Bianca is. She asks permission before we have a battle indoors. We could just take it outside. Okay, this fight pretty similar to the previous fights. In fact, I do have to question why we have to keep fighting Bianca and Sharon again and again, considering each time we fight them, they only make minor changes to their party. But then again, I guess it does mean they do become prolific characters. You know, I guess it's better we see a lot of these characters, so we sort of get to know them, get to like them a bit more. Oh, here comes the epic battle: cat versus dog. Now, we're pretty much heard here. This dog Pokemon does have one more evolution, a Stoutland, which is a very cool looking dog Pokemon, which I do like. It looks very grand. And I was just going to say, this, this dog Pokemon, Herdia / Stoutland, actually becomes one of her better party members. And she'll always start out with this Pokemon. So be wary. Unfortunately, Tim Curry has to retreat here. Yet, like I said before, I keep Tim Curry, for my final team, but I must say Leopard is a fairly sort of medium Pokemon. But luckily enough, Brook is coming into his own, and when he evolves, he'll also become a ground type. So yeah, that'll be very useful in the next gym battle. Yeah, you can see most of the battle was just about taking down Herdia. he's a very sturdy and heavy attacker. But fortunately enough, with Muna sent out, we do get another chance to make use of Tim Curry here. And I must say, I'm sort of playing it fast and loose here. Pretty much one hitting and Tim Curry's down. But fortunately for me, she uses a status move rather than an attacking one. Cut there, which is a move I don't really use. Now later on, Leopard does learn the move Night Slash, which does make the Pokemon a lot more useful, I must say. Which I guess that's part, I guess that's balancing Leopard slightly. That it's a very average Pokemon, and you have to wait a while until it learns that really cool move. But anyway, now it's Cumberbatch's time to shine. And you can see that Do-What is looking very much like a samurai, with those sort of armour pieces on his legs there. And what's interesting, that in the anime, actually, that does change how you see Pokemon, because they act differently when they're animated, of course. And sort of Samurott actually has like pieces of armour he takes out like samurai swords. And speaking of which, yeah, Samurott's line should have been a water fighting type. They just, yeah, they do just seem like fighting types to me. Oh, anyway, she still uses her elemental monkeys, but yeah, they're gone. Water beats fire, the oldest strategy in the book. I like how she also mentions Iris there. And this is quite interesting because she sort of realises she's maybe not good for battling, and that maybe she should find another way of, essentially another path in her life. Oh, thanks Bianca, you're a sweetheart.